There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers we giving us here and the parents from there. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical healthy
Master.
Clear police who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I go. And you love our money. The more I go.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nimba to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
former President George Malawia. The street is all flooded with human beings standing on the both side, waving to the former President George Malawia. A very beautiful welcoming from the people of Nimba County here. As you can see, they are all running market women coming outside to welcome their leader, the former president. Wherever you are watching us from,
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who willing to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. So welcome my life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Sorry for the breaking. We are finding a bit difficult into the network. Yes, yes. A beautiful welcoming from the people of Nimba County. Welcoming your political leader and his entourage in Nimba County, Kansas City, where the former president has come to attend the funeral service of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson in Nimba County. Yeah. The convoy has taken an entire road here. I can tell you for sure, no car is going. The convoy has taken an entire road here. There's going to be a huge traffic. As you can hear from the people there. Honorable Yaja Koluba is leading this entire convoy here with the motorcyclists. Honorable Yaja Koluba, the lawmaker of District number 10, Maserado County, who is leading this entire convoy with the motorcyclists. Miss, who has come. As you can see, the people are waving. The people are waving to their political leader, their father, their mentor, the hero, former President George Malabuya. The street is all flooded with human beings standing on the both side, waving to the former President George Malabuya. A very beautiful welcoming from the people of Nimba County here. As you can see, they are all running market women coming outside to welcome their leader, the former president. Wherever you are watching us from, if you are just joining this live coverage, former President George, we are at entered Nimba County, Kansas City. Yeah, this is Yaga TV bringing this live coverage on Nimba County here. So, let's go. As you can see, the street has flooded. The streets are flooded with human beings jubilating, welcoming the former president of the Republic of Liberia, George Malabuya, the man who has brought another spirit here in Nimba County, as he had come to attend the funeral service of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. It was some few days ago that he's going to be here. When we asked him, he said, who's going to stop him from entering Nimba County? And today, former President George Malabuya is here. Keep following, keep sharing. Come here. Come Come on. What happened to you? Come on, man. Why are you jubilating? What's the feature? Oh, okay. That's good. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 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 Where I go? Don't watch it. I want to talk about. Yeah, but that one of my men can get shot there. So as you can see up there, two bit. There go. Yeah, that's yours. That's very small. As you
Well, good. I think we are now okay. From what I'm seeing here is like we are okay from our studio now. So again, folks, this is how I would like to welcome you on this fateful Saturday, having to be the 18th of yeah, the first month, though, that the first month we in already, the month of June. I don't know how come, but this month is running with speed. The way things are happening, that how sometimes when you observe some lives, you see yourself, the way you see things going, you think that you are grateful, though. Father God, I'm okay. Thank God for everything. At least that I'm alive. My eyes are all open, Sometimes people can say my eyes open, Koro. Koro, right? People, what a country indeed. Good evening, and welcome to this Saturday edition of the SKTV show. Very soon, I will be joined by Sekou Kane, setting up behind the scene, President Monk. Yeah, yes, indeed, they will be joining me very, very soon on the show. But on today, it's just open mic, right? One of the things that are on your mind, but I know most of our focus today will be in Nimba County. All of the highlights, all of the happening, all of the tributes of this country. No wonder. Just comment. Some of you who are also following us, please. We want you to give us like, comment, and share. And also the support for SKTV stay continue. Yesterday was Friday, and as usual, you got to pass through the basket. In making sure that you give your little 1 or 2 cents support, making sure that at least that you support this platform. Hmm? Mhm. But again, it is indeed interesting. In Nimba County, So many things ongoing, but the number one thing in Nimba is the burial of the late senior senator of Nimba County. Yes, Prince Wa Johnson. And today, by the grace of the Almighty Creator, Prince Johnson has now been laid to rest. He's yes in front of now. The burial now been done, and I think by this time now the what we call the reapers and the conquer, people are now finding food, water to drink, finding something to eat, right? Yes, I think by this time. But again, so many things though, so many tributes. I guess that a lot of you listen, some of you follow, or maybe some of you one way or the other you are too busy, and maybe you don't maybe follow any of the activities today from Nimba County. But indeed, we will just highlight some of the activities, inform you about some of these things, then we'll activate the line later on. But Monk is here. Monk, good evening, my dear brother, and welcome. I know it's either morning or afternoon from your end.
Well, I think it's afternoon, past or 12 minutes past the half a day mark. It's I'm here 12:16 p.m. I'm here AM in Minnesota, Central Standard Time. Yep.
Okay.
So I've been
Well,
following all
again,
the
I know
drama
welcome.
yesterday, day before yesterday. It's just too much. I didn't want to come here today anyway. For me, I try to
No,
squeeze
but
my
I know
schedule
that you like, look,
between
Monk.
Monday and Thursday.
Uh, yes, sorry for
But
me
then,
cutting you, but only thing that you like, Monk, is the issue that have to make people life, to be a little bit, free. That means whenever there's little some kind of wahala news, things that can make you to feel a little bit fine, then you got to come out, to stress free the mind. Especially when it comes to like every day of our lives, there'll be always some kind of news, some kind of thing happening. So if it's not social news, that this kind of news. But anyway, my brother, uh, happy Saturday, and in fact, I had a weekend with you.
well, not great. Just trying to remind our folks. Yesterday, I was in here. I don't know how you guys did with our regular tradition, our SKTV to keep the lights on here. We continue to the weekend, today and tomorrow for the week. We don't pass Sunday for SKTV contribution operating costs. But I'm here today, so but it's great. Great to be alive. Just following all the drama happening in the country. I saw the Wall Stage Prophet and DJ Rabba posting. I said, yeah, this Prince Johnson Prince Johnson funeral and death bringing a lot of people together.
Yes.
And I don't know whether just for the camera get photo ops or it's ready or genuine reconciliation in many fences. But we see. I mean, we see how far it goes. But I mean, once again, my sympathy to the bereaved family. I listened to Prince Johnson's wife. She started a little speech, but then she couldn't continue. Like, y'all take the microphone from that lady. Let her just grieve and mourn her husband. Sometimes it's tough to give speeches when someone at a funeral, especially the bereaved family, most especially the wife and the children. Some people are able to hold their own to talk, but not everybody was built for that. So when she started crying, I was like, oh my God, I guess take it from her and let her be in peace. Let her rest her body until she can get over these difficult times. So I just why I just been observing. I saw Yeke Koluba from yesterday, Prophet Key, everybody making a triumphant entry into Nimba County, one of the biggest piece of slice on the electoral map, like I said, next to Monserrado County. So it's interesting. I'm following. I'm watching all the scenes from behind from in the back. I'm following religiously too. Maybe are you there? Can you folks hear me? I don't think Mabel is connected right now. Just give me a thumbs up, please, if you can hear me. Yeah, today is Saturday's edition of SKTV. Great to be here. Today is the 18th of the month. Can't believe that we are less than 12 days away from the end of this month. You'll be here pretty soon. It will be another Jingle Bell song on the radio, and by the time you know it, the year is coming to an end again. 2026. You think it's so long, but that's a lot. Time goes by so fast. You can't even keep track of time. It's almost like these days, I don't know whether it's certain stage in life that when you reach, you start seeing things differently. But the months feel like 2 weeks now, and the year feels like 6 months. That's how fast it goes. And you won't think that years will just come and go by. Like if you use a typical example, like the we administration when we follow the save the state protest. And by the time we knew it, 6 years were gone like it's nothing. Almost like 3.5 years. That's how Georgia 6 years. That's why it appeared to me to be like 3.5 years. But trust me, it was 6 years. From 2018 to 23. Yep, that's how fast the time goes by. So we are here. There is not the end of the world. And we are here to do our business as usual. Yeah, I'm getting some yeses from folks. Money, Yeman, Edward, Brocius. Everybody saying yes. Gibson, Bobby, Cumbler. Yeah. Thank God to be alive, man. Every day is a blessing. To be alive. The fact that you wake up from bed in the morning, you are breathing is a blessing all by itself. So take it. Make the most out of it. Enjoy it because you never know. Nothing is guaranteed. That's the one thing we are all a show of death. The only way you won't die except you were never born. Once you were born, you will have to experience death. It's just another stage of the transitional process we call life. We move to different dimensions and different energy centers. Some people call it spirituality, some people call it faith, some people call it energy center, some people say how they call it. They got so many names for it, but at the end of the day, it's the same phenomenon called life. You just want to enjoy it, do the best, focus on the few most important things in your life, and don't be all around the place wasting your energy. So at the end of the day, when you leave this planet, people can say, "Yeah, we remember Ali. We were able to remember our sister Cindy Anderson. We're able to remember better still. We all want to do something positive, one way or another. It doesn't have to be on a massive scale. It doesn't have to be something grand, but at least you want to leave an impact in a very diligent way, so that when you are no longer here, we can say, yes, we did this together as a team. I was able to do it individually. I was able to extend my hand or helping hands to few individual before departing this world, and that's just what it's all about. I don't want to leave a bad legacy because what we say on the show, there are two kind of a legacy. I mean, you can call it legacy, you can call it a history, an indelible ink. At the end of the day, you want to leave something that is very positive. I don't want to be on the rebel side or killing someone or be responsible for someone's death, or I was in a position to help and couldn't help. No, you want to do something positive because you can leave a negative and a positive legacy. I won't say Prince Johnson, like we say on the show, we don't want to politicize the whole Prince Johnson death. But at the end of the day, looking at the history, some people say he was a hero. For some of us, we disagree. We believe that certain people's life were taken that had nothing to do with the war, that had nothing to do with the political ideology at the time as to who was the freedom fighter. But that's it. We all have different experiences in life. Some people say he's the greatest son of Nimba County. I don't know about that. I want to hear from prominent Nimbayans because I'm not too welcome with Nimba County politics. They got their own way of doing things. They have their own tradition. I don't know if Prince Johnson is the greatest son of Nimba. Maybe do you want to agree with that analogy that Prince Johnson is the greatest son Nimba County ever produced? I mean, just your own answer.
Yes, but before I answer to that question, I think with all fairness, I will say this on the popular radio that from what I saw these few days and witnessed with my own eyes, I can safely tell you that the bell ceremony of late Senator Prince Johnson speak volume.
No. Let me stop you there. You're not getting my question right.
No, I get a question now.
No. Let me settle this thing. When I asked the reason I asked that question, I'm not talking about how they organize the ceremony. I'm not talking about the present day generation, how they view Prince Johnson or the history. I'm saying from your own personal point of view, it's a personal question. It's not a political, ideological question. I'm just saying, since you are, I mean, growing up in Liberia, I know you learn about different counties, different traditions in the country. I mean, looking at the history, I'm looking at the overall historical context now. Do you think, in your personal view, that Prince Johnson is the greatest son that came from Nimba County? Of all the people, of all the great people, okay, that's just, then you can go ahead now. I just want to clarify that so you know where I'm coming from.
All right, yeah. So indeed, again, like I said, even though there are a lot of good people that come from Nimba, but I think among all of them, I think Prince Johnson, the life of Prince Johnson, and the way Prince Johnson go about with his things, the way he put his neck on the chopping board for his people, the way he protected his people, he fought for his people, and so on. And even, there are so many things that when you go back to the life of Prince Johnson, like the former president we're talking about today, like, Prince Johnson came from the end, from the angle of, the security sector, let's just say that way, So after everything from the general side until the war came, fought war, protected his people, and after that, he go into the government. After serving, maybe while serving the government to also quote unquote, he become pastor. So like Senator Prince Johnson just cut across the entire life of us as people. And Monk, Senator Johnson, as son of Nimba, or the late Senator Prince Johnson, like I was saying, I think he's the only person that the Nimba County, with all of the with all of the sons and daughters, heroes and heroines that come from there, I think so far, Senator Prince Johnson lives speak follow. And when it comes to the burial ceremony or all of the activity that I was saying today, I think Senator Prince Johnson called across. So the entire country, that remove politics, I know, because I will also ask you a few questions about the entire burial ceremony, so what you observe and so on. But from what I really observe or from what I see, Senator Johnson burial, I think past even most of our former presidents and maybe Konko, any other person they may like to think about. I think the Nimba people, they are more united than you think. So let me just give it out to them. Let me say to all of you, the sons and daughters of Nimba County, even though there are politicians that try to infiltrate, even though there are politicians that try to do all the political things that they are doing, but you stay stand up for the burial ceremony of your uncle, of your son, of your brother, of your father. So for me, I will tell you that I want to appreciate all of you, the Nimba County people, for a job well done. And I think, like the Vice President was saying, sending out a message to the president that Senator Prince Johnson's dream was to develop Nimba, to see Nimba being developed. And he hoped and prayed that the president of Liberia will also follow the dream of the late Senator Prince Johnson. That was the message from the Vice President, Jeremiah Kun, that he want the president to look in that direction and at least be able to develop Nimba, according to him. So, Monk, actually, I just asked about to say that, even though today we have so many things to talk about from that Nimba County end, I'll also be asking you a couple of questions. What's your own observation with the entire burial ceremony, some of the tributes, and so on? You can go ahead, my brother.
Well, the reason I asked that question, because when we talk about the Prince Johnson context, we are looking at typically during the dual administration. Some of us were not old enough to recall event. That's why I keep asking the older folks on this platform, people that knew themselves prior to the war or prior to the 1990, because when they say Prince Johnson stood up for Nimba, he fought for them. Because I know growing up, I had other prominent Nimba, whether it was Jackson F. Doe, whether it was Ino Dogole, whether it was even Taiwan Gonglo, some people were considering him to be a great son of Nimba County man. The reason I ask that country is like, it almost like Prince Johnson is the GOAT for all the Nimbayans. It's like the greatest of all time. That's how they portray him. That's why I keep asking. I mean, what are some of the things that he achieved? Because when you say Prince Johnson had dreams of developing Nimba County, he was senator for almost how many years? He been senator for the past 2 terms. He was the only one that's giving a third term in the Senate. So if you had dreams, I don't know how long it would take you to execute or implement your dreams, because he was going for the third term, and I cannot make the case that he had dreams and aspirations for Nimba County that we didn't see over the course of 2 terms as senator going for the third term. So I really don't know. And sometimes in our culture or our way of practice in Liberia, when it comes to giving people titles, some people were just giving this title. I really want to see the tangible. That's why I keep asking. Maybe prominent in buying what my call on the show. Because growing up in Liberia, okay, let's say the 1990, the war started in 1989 December. Let's just say 1990, because December almost the end of the year, almost the end of the year, right? Okay. Rebel hit, let's just say 1990, for argument's sake. That would be hypothetical.
1990.
Because December 1989 is 1990. People, the war started on the eve of the Christmas from Nimba County and on the Butu of the border, okay? before June is the 6th month of the year. Okay, before June, Prince Johnson was already on Bourgeois Island. As far as my recollection, as far as I can remember, right? Rebel, the INPFL hit Bourgeois Island June 7th of 1990. And I guess it took them a while to come from Nimba through Bon County to the upper core where people hitting Montserrat County or whatsoever, right? So when I ask people who really knew themselves about the war and their recollection and some of the important or events that happened within that time, I mean, when did Prince Johnson really stood on the front line for Nimba? I really want to learn something about that. Whether it was a particular attack, whether it was a particular war, or whether certain people went occupy Nimba County and he brought forces to dispel them, I really, really want to get this thing because it confuses me all the time.
I think, Monk, I think myself, thank you for asking that brilliant question. I think myself, sometimes I'm a bit confused because, when you say, oh, the man stood up for Nimba people, sometimes I make sense to who were fighting, who were fighting before somebody, but again, because the way the war came in, you just stated, with everybody have their own thinking, and somebody called yesterday on the show, I think a caller said that when the war started, the late Senator Prince Johnson left the country, for some time. Maybe after some of the time fighting and so on, he left. But again, people say he stood up for them, he do this for them, and that's the mindset. So again, based on what people hear, yeah.
Yes. No, go ahead. I thought you were slowing down. That's why I want to ask. But if you don't, I can continue.
So based on what people hear, like, for example, people hear that, oh yeah, Monk during those days, Monk was this, Monk was that. So even the younger one that were born 1990, they will say have that mindset, and they will even want to even vote for him. And I think that House and the Prince Johnson got most of the votes because, man, the young people are almost like they are the one that always making most of the decisions. So for me, myself, I join you today to ask this question as to
I really want to know. Yeah.
Who? How?
Because here's the thing. Here's my thing. And maybe no, you say go if you stay content, then go ahead. I just wanted to come in, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm okay. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. There's no pun intended, right? I just want to be clear because we got different generations of Liberians. The people that grew up during the war or before the war, they have more. They got more accurate account. They knew themselves. They can tell lies. They can step between the wind to know exactly where the truth is. For me, I would start saying, for my age at the time, I would start saying, okay, maybe little after the war, right? In terms of age wise and my memory can tell me right. Because I grew up in a whole different generation of Liberians. My thing here is, I cannot think of any time. Maybe because when you ask people that actually fought the war, people that knew themselves, people that have fighting experience, some people will say, oh, Rosenthal was very active in protecting Nimba County. Yes. That's the view of certain people. And the reason maybe Prince Johnson intervention was maybe during the dual administration, maybe the early 80s, whether it was the Nimba River. I am saying from my time coming upward, I really want to know whether, because Prince Johnson came to Corway, stay on the Corway base and Bourgeois Island, more specifically after Doe got captured and everything, Ekoma came to the country. The next thing we knew, Prince Johnson was in Nigeria and he spent most of his time in Nigeria. So when they say Prince Johnson stood up for Nimba County and he fought for Nimba County, it confuses me all the time because I cannot remember. Maybe it was prior to the war, but I just want to know the main event, like this particular, certain events in Liberia, it carries some historical significance. Whether it was the Duporo massacre, whether it was the shuffling war, whether it was a Kamnama, people can give me specific events. I really want to know this particular event that Prince Johnson stood up for Nimba County, that people or child coming up to them can say, yes, when Nimba County was on the brink of teetering, this guy was the one that really stood his ground and he was able to rescue us from the claws of Samuel Doe or whosoever it is. I really, really want to know that event because I don't know. I just want to get a clear understanding from people who know exactly what's going on and how they came up with this title that he is the greatest of all the sons and daughters of Nimba County. I just want some clarification on that. If someone can help us on this show, maybe it will be a learning process for us to be. But I really, really want to know.
Yeah. So I think as we move on, I think all of these things bow down. I think to maybe like you just stated. I think that also bow down to between what was happening between him and that of the late Samuel Kayando. I think that there where most of the things come from. All of the information about the Nimba, how do you call it? Is it the Nimba Ray?
The Nimba Ray, I think it was 1983, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe someone will call to correct it, but I think it was 83.
So I think based on all of these things, the people felt that maybe they were in hell and nobody could easily talk for them. And they let Senator Prince Johnson have to maneuver away for her and get rid of those. So maybe I think based on that, I think that's why they're always calling him their hero. I think that's why they're always calling him their savior. I think that's why they're always calling him that. In fact, he's the one that saved them because maybe what do I think on that? The government was not on their side, and the government was wanting the Nimba people, according to information that we got. So if that was the case, Monk, then myself I would join them and say yes, because for example, Monk, we're in this world that every time people will come to my village and get rid of people. Every time people come to, in my village, and just kill people. Maybe government just come and take people, loot our things, and carry our things. Until one day somebody will come and say, okay, look, we tell with this thing. And in fact, I'm going to get the person who always telling the people to come and take our chickens, rape our women and so on. I'm going to get rid of that person. So, and when you do, then I think then we'll look at you now as our savior. So maybe based on that, I think there were all of the honors, loves, all of the things that they've been doing for the lesson of Prince Johnson. I think that's where they come from. And if that the maybe the cause, or maybe if that's the reason, then me, maybe too, I will join them and say yes, because nobody want to see their family members or their people being tortured, humiliated, killed, and so on. So for me, I think maybe that's for a bad drop. But if you have anything to say, then if not, then I have a few questions.
You know why I asked that question? There was a guy that wrote a very short and interesting piece on Facebook, right? There's what he said. He said, I guess we are all frustrated by the way our leaders are proceeding with each other. We want to see a unified Nimba County, but we are not. We are unfair to the very reason, to the very Nimba in ourselves. He said in 1983, the Nimba raid, Thomas Koyongba chose Nimba as a base to train rebels to off the Dole military regime when he was dismissed as commanding general of the AFL, or later aborted through Robert C., another Nimba man that caused the death of over 200,000 Nimba citizens nationwide, orchestrated by Samuel Doki, or Kalongo Luo and DK Wonsley, etc., which were religiously unfair by using Nimba, our glass house, as a conduit to wage a war. In 1985, Koyongba exposed the people of Nimba County to the Dole regime to be killed with no preconditions through another abortive coup that led to his own demise. Truly speaking, leaders of Nimba County were largely responsible for Dole being a tyrant simply because out of the 17 abortive coup plotted against Dole, they were part and parcel of all without counting the cost. So technically, he was saying that it was Nimba that turned Dole into a tyrant because of so many coups emanating from Nimba County. That's how Dole became very, very aggressive against the people of Nimba County. And he named other prominent Nimba. That's why I keep asking the question, is Prince Johnson really deserving of this title to be the greatest of all time when it comes to the sons and daughters of Nimba County? So
when you go back, to that entire thing that you just read, I think then our people, most of our people back home, then they're not doing well to the society, because all of these things you have been explained. I think this thing, because you cannot say you want for things to be settled, but then people are not still understanding exactly as to what happened, what went wrong, because like, for example, Monk, somebody go to your house and go, and steal. Like, for example, the person cut all of the barbed wire and everything, penetrate and so on, right? Now, when the person enter your house to go and steal from you with all kinds of maybe instrument on them or things to get, or maybe to harm you, and God be God, you are going to grab them. It is upon you now, Monk, as to what you're going to do to them, right? Monk, how are they grabbing something? So now you will now decide as to whether you will turn that person over to the law alive, or whether you will want to harm them too, saying, quote unquote, they plan to harm you and they not succeed. So all these things should have been explained to our people, to the next generation, so that the issue of hatred, because even today, what I even watched today, Monk, I think people are just using politics to brainwash our people. And that little piece that you're talking about is so interesting, because this thing we've been hearing all this thing.
And it got didn't stop there.
Mm.
In that same piece, he talked something about the insurgency of 1990. He said there were three warring parties: Samuel Doki forces, Charles Taylor, and Copper Tier forces that emerged to form the NPFL, with 98% of its members coming from Nimba County, headed by Charles Taylor. They again started the war in Nimba County, sitting in the glass house and throwing stones at the military men you helped to make mad. What would have been our expectation? In 1993, the Nimba Redemption Council, headed by Kepper Doyle, a Nimba man, launched a full-scale rebel war again through Nimba County, the same glass house that our expectations were again. Those so-called redeemers, all from Nimba County, were the root causes of the devil. Over 50,000 Nimbayan citizens, great and small, educated and illiterate, between 1981 and 2003. Religiously, Samuel Doe was a victim of his friendship extended to Nimba County, while Nimba citizens were victims of their brothers' ambition and political decision without counting the cost. So I think he meant to say in this article that the reason Doe became so ruthless, it was because of the continuous insurgency coming from Nimba County. And the reason that got my attention, he named so many prominent Nimbayans dating back to the 80s without mentioning Prince Johnson names. So it gets me confused all the time when people say Prince Johnson is the greatest son of all Nimbayans in the history of Liberia. That he's a political forefather. I just wanted to know how he got that title.
No, you're right. Among on that little piece, I think we will take one of our time to better, explain some of the things. And some of you out there today who are old folks, it's about time you're educating people so that peace can reign forever. Because sometimes you just lead things, and you're like, this not happen, this one, somebody just grab somebody and just beat them. No. So you see what Monk is saying? Because, Monk, every time the people make our people to feel that there should be no peace. So all Nimba people hate crime people, all crime people hate Nimba people, this one happened, this one. It's not like that. But the politicians, they use these things to devour our people. Now, with a little peace, and I hope and pray that maybe, like I said, we'll have more time on our issues and be able to read out some of these things to our people, so that some of you can learn today and know that all of the war, all of the fighting like people. But Mark, quickly, I want to ask you this question: the war that came from Nimba N, was Senator Prince Johnson that organized the war?
I don't know, maybe. And when it comes to the generational stuff or the age factor, we are not
the reason why I'm asking, because I heard something that it was Charles Taylor, right?
And not only Charles Taylor, but other prominent Nimbayan too. Charles Taylor was just like an ally to them. Like, okay, he's the one was the face. But then they are saying that the whole composition of the MPFL, they were all too by other prominent Nimbayan, and that's why they got name. I called their name there. I never knew some of those names until I read that article. So I really want for some of the caucus or the old hands, the people that know exactly how the thing started, to really call on the show. Because the thing about Prince Johnson is almost like, they got something I learned out during World War II, or the history when you read World War II. Adolf Hitler was very persuasive. And one thing Adolf Hitler, one fundamental, or I would say belief that Adolf Hitler had was, they called it the Nazi propaganda machine. Adolf Hitler said, when you keep saying a lie repeatedly and consistently, at a certain point in time, people will start accepting it to be the truth. So if you keep telling people, Prince Johnson is hero, Prince Johnson is hero for 10, 15, 20 years, even the generation that are coming up, they will also back to that because he has been consistent over time. So they won't come and question it. For me, I am saying, I just want to know whether this particular title or the particular gold status, whether it came from the 80s or it came from the 90s during the Charles Taylor or MPF Ray. Because if it's 1990, then I cannot name too many things that would give him this title. And I'm not trying to take anything from the late senator here. I just want to understand the historical significance of Prince Johnson status. That's what I'm trying to establish here.
Yes. No, but Mark, even whether you saying or maybe taking some, no, I don't think you are even taking anything from maybe from the listening to. I think you are also giving some clarity because there are some preconceived mind, in the mind of people that the listening to was this, was that, he was like this, he was, all these kind of news. Only to understand that some of the things that you're saying, they're all far different. So sometimes there are some load that you will carry on your head falsely that you know nothing about, but people will always accuse you like you are the one. But again, my brother, so I think all of these things, our people, they have to understand that indeed this can happen, and they're already happy, and we got to move on. But before we move on peacefully 100%, we got to better explain some of the things to our children to be able to understand that yes, indeed, these other accusations about this person is not true. This is what happened. Because there's no way, like talking about 17 coup, right, Monk? And but then I think by that
17
time,
aborted coup. Because they said to escape so many attempted coup. That's why
mhm,
people say, okay, then the bet
21
also will be a
coups.
full-scale war because he was able to navigate this coup. And it's saying that the vast majority of this coup emanated from Nimba County. But the individual name that he mentioned in the article, I didn't see anything about Prince Johnson. That's why I really, really want to know. Like I said, it's all about a generational thing. Before the war, prior to the war in the 80s from the Doe administration, or after the war. Because after the war, now I can say like maybe 1901, 1992. I'm talking about 10, 11 years. I'm not old enough to remember everything, but at least I can give you an account. Because Prince Johnson from the IMPF days and Ecomoc King, I think it was August 24, which was Flair Day in the 1990, they took over Bourgeois Island, they extended to Kowe. And within few years' time after entering government in that, Prince Johnson was already out of Liberia. He spent
Mhm.
most of his time in Nigeria. That's why I say I really, really want to know. Because the thing here is, apart from the war aspect, you are talking about the political aspect. Prince Johnson was able to be decisive in the four presidential cycles. You are talking about anywhere close to 24 years, from 2005, as far as I'm concerned, up to the last election. So if you give this guy this gold status, then he have to give something in exchange for that status. Because when you are talking about other prominent environments that were there from the beginning, and you don't mention Prince Johnson, so my thing is how he got the gold status is what keep confusing me. And I want to hear from the
Well,
prominent environment or anyone.
yeah, well, we
Somebody.
will look into that as we
Yes,
go along. Maybe some
Pastor
of the
Cummins
people they
said
will
when you
call
open the
us.
line, I think he was calling me,
Mm,
but I couldn't pick up. I'm using my phone on the show. So Pastor Cummins, he's saying
yeah.
open the line, please. I think he want to give because he's a journalist, so he want to give a little bit of
Oh,
account
okay.
on this issue. Maybe he will educate us, but I really want to know. I really want to get some kind of a clarity.
Yeah, so we will do that quickly. But Mark, before we go to the line,
Mhm.
I want to ask you a few questions quickly. What's your own observation from the bell ceremony, from the entire activities on today?
Well, I guess observing the traditional rites for us. We are Southeasterners, so our kind of ancestral root is different from how the people in Nimba County do things. They got their own burial rites. I was looking at the tradition, the dress code, and some of the stuff they were performing. It was new to me. I haven't seen that. Maybe the Prince Johnson, I saw traditional chiefs dressed up in their regalias or however you want to tell me, or their Zul suit. They jumping over bodies. I don't know about these things, and I saw them for the first time. I saw a lot of political heavyweights. Heavyweights making their way
Mm,
to Nimba County to show their live respect. But the one that caught my attention was Yeke Kaluba. Yeke
mm,
Kaluba entered Nimba County like Caesar coming from defeating Pompey. Even though he's now unemployed, but I think he got some link and it tells me a lot of his political strength and people believe in him for some reason. He got his political capital or clout, you can say, because of his advocacy, he's unwavering, he believes in what he believes in, and I will always keep praising Yeke. Sometimes he might come out very harsh. We don't like his presentation or his style, but at the end of the day, the average Liberian can relate to Yeke. They know what he stands for when it comes to being transparent, when it comes to being consistent, when it comes to holding people feet to the fire. And that's the reason he can he can go anywhere in the country and still get that kind of a support. And we saw the Prophet Key, even George, we are en route to Nimba County. I just been following it, but the event itself, the occasion, the speeches that people were giving, and recognizing Prince Johnson giving his flowers, these are the things I was following. But most of the traditional rites were the one I was focusing on because this was my first time seeing it on display. I'm not saying it's new in Liberia, but it was new to me because I have never seen a prominent son of Nimba County
Yeah,
being there,
jumping.
all these traditional rite performing. It was my first time, so it was a learning experience for me. I really enjoyed the ceremony, and I pick up a lot in the process. I may not be able to
One of
interpret them, but at least I saw it for the first time with my own eye, how they do it.
Good. Before I go to you about the tributes coming from most of the prominent people, what's your take also on this pastor message? Guys, a lot of them. Let me just play the video quickly.
I know that you are strong. You have the power to kill. I know that you are strong. You have the power to undermine. I know you are strong. You have the power to use politics and bring division. But the day you die, all the effort will become meaningless. Senator Johnson lying there, united Nina. Senator Johnson lying there, stood for Nina. Who can go raise to flag our county? Who can go raise to stand?
Yeah, so far, I think I don't know what to take with that. Someone would say that powerful message coming from the man of God.
Well, that for me, I'm not interested in listening in some bite because you can get lost if you don't understand the entire context. But from the
Mhm.
little the piece that I just listened to, that pastor he was having it both ways. It's almost like he was playing politics and it's not to be religion. And because most of them they have beyond religion to propagate their political message out there. Because when you say, when you kill, when you honor land, when you manipulate, because Prince Johnson is also guilty of those same stuff he mentioned. So you cannot say Prince Johnson fought for Nimba, Prince Johnson stood for Nimba. Prince Johnson also politically or manipulated the process to give himself an unfair advantage in politics. He was also a killer, even though he stood for Nimba County. He also undermined other people too in the process because that's why the whole revolution was all about. Anyway, everybody got their own interest. So for the pastor, for that little soundbite, I'm a little bit confused because it's almost like he was using Prince Johnson here to be the victor and then trying to persecute other politicians that were at the ceremony. Because he's saying that if he can manipulate, if he can kill other people, if he can play political game, one day you will die like Prince Johnson as well. Because Prince Johnson was the one. He pretended I have to say Prince Johnson never committed some of the, got engaged in some of the vices that he mentioned. Because when you talk about killing and undermining and manipulating and playing political games, mentioned that Prince Johnson is also guilty of all the crimes that he mentioned. But at the end of the day, he said Prince Johnson stood there and fought for Nimba County, and one day we are all going to die. So I don't know what he was really trying to say, but for me, it sounds more political than trying to get people to understand the process about being a man of God versus being a politician. That's how I would interpret it, because he himself was also guilty of all the things that he mentioned. But I think it
Wonderful.
was more of a political message. You were trying to target a few people in that audience from what I listened to, even though I didn't listen to the whole speech, but from what I listened to, that's how we interpret it.
Good. So quickly, before I come up with my own take, let's move to the tributes. This is Angela County Senator Thomas Nimene Yaya, one of the, I don't know, booty of this Senator Prince Wild Johnson. So then let's quickly, then, if you have a take.
So I said, Senator, I'm with you. I am coming. George Bulle is coming. We are the reason for reconciliation. So let's meet. And so on that day, we met at RLJ. I called him and I said, I'm going ahead of you. And he came. I met him at the door, and he sat in front of me. After all the other remarks, he wrote something on a piece of paper. He turned around, he gave it to me. And I said, what should I do with it? He said, this is a speech, a remark I want to make. I want you to edit it, read it, and tell me whether the English is correct. So I read it, and I said, it is okay. He said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And he read it. From there, I said, let's go home. And we came home. Senator Prince Johnson never ceased to call me at 9, 10 o'clock every night. When I missed his call, he would call me the following night, 9, 10 o'clock, to tell me why he was calling me. And every time I gave him my opinion, he would say, you are the educated one. If you say so, I believe you. I will support it. He always believed me, and he always supported my response to his concerns. Senator Prince Johnson came to this country as a former warlord, but he opened a church and he started preaching for the past 20 years. Why was he preaching? Did anybody ask that question? Why was he preaching? He was preaching for redemption. He was preaching for forgiveness for 20 years. Those of you who relate to the Bible every day, what did God tell you about forgiveness? How many times should you pray for forgiveness from God before he should forgive you? That Prince Johnson will pray for 20 years that he cannot be forgiven by you, the ordinary people of Liberia. Senator Prince Johnson prayed for 20 years. He always wanted to buy time to pray and to serve his people. So every time a presidential candidate came, and he would go and say, I will make you president, but I want you to buy me time. He did that with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And President Sirleaf, at the time that there were 15,000 UN soldiers in this country, that she had the opportunity to execute war crime, and she said to him, when you make me president, I will buy you time. And he went from village to village to campaign for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to be president because he wanted time. President Johnson became president, and she bought him time for 12 years. People went to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and they said, why aren't you bringing war crime code? He said, look at the country. Nobody is talking about war crime. People are worried about the next daily bread. They worry about their children going to school. They worry about hospitals. So Prince Johnson bought time for 12 years. And when Ellen Johnson left power, President Weah came, and his program, Propo, and he went and said, if that is Propo, then I think that's the man I can talk to. I need to buy some time. He went to President Weah and said, I'll make you president. I want to buy time to serve my people. And President Weah said, when you make me president, I will buy you time. He got out into Nimba County in Liberia. He campaigned, and President Weah became president. And when the citizens asked President Weah said, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came here and spent 12 years and did not bring war crime code. I am not bringing war crime code. Senator Johnson enjoyed 6 years building schools and relating to his people. When President Weah time ended, he heard about rescue mission. He said, Weah, I'm not going to support you. I'm going to go to rescue because I want to be rescued. He went to rescue and did more than what he did for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Weah. He produced a vice president and produced a president simultaneously. And he was promised time. But when the time came, the time that was promised him was never given. Senator Johnson was troubled. Senator Johnson was troubled. He called me 10 o'clock in the night. And he said, distinguished. And I said, my brother. Every time he calls me distinguished. And I will respond, say, my brother. What is the problem? He said, I'm troubled. I was promised time. I was not given time. And now we're talking about World Crown Court. And I said to him, when they touch you, they will touch me. Nobody will prosecute you. He said, are you sure? And I said, go and sleep. The following 2-3 days, he called me. Every week, Senator Johnson will call me 2-3 times, around 9-10 o'clock at night. And I was always say to him, you will not be prosecuted. And at one point, he went out when the children were interviewing him. And at this time, I believe the press was bombarding him with interviews and things were out of control. And he called me. And I said to him, touch one, touch all. And he went to the press the next day and he said on radio, touch one, touch all. Then I called him the following day. I said, you don't have to say that. It is understood. There are 106,000 ex-combatants in this country, most of whom are in AFL, EPS, DAL, whatever, immigration, motorbike riders, taxi drivers, 106,000. You will not be prosecuted. Every hand in this country has a blood stain, and you will not be singled out.
So, Monk.
Yes, sir.
Monk. Yeah. So,
What's up?
exactly, this is what trending now. Even government
Mhm.
of Liberia, they are also. By the way, what a take! Look, this country is indeed interesting.
That was indeed that is an anti-crusade against one economic crimes code. Matter of fact, the guy who was speaking, he one of those. So you can understand that was a political eulogy given by Thomas Name because he and Prince Johnson were one of the same parcel. Let me tell you something. Prince Johnson never went to preach because he was interested in God. Prince Johnson know that our people in that country they are so gullible. Let me tell you something. Prince Johnson is a very smart man. Military people are very, very disciplined, tactical in decision making. And Prince Johnson is no idiot. He knew that if he had behind the Bible, people will forgive him. Now, two things it's one thing people consider to be weaknesses, but that's the fundamental teaching of what we call Christianity. Christianity is based on two things: love and forgiveness. And Prince Johnson knew how he could exploit those two things in the name of a church because he knew that how people will accept him again in the society. But what Thomas Name was saying that Joseph Boaga literally killed Prince Johnson because the only thing Prince Johnson wanted was time. That's why he keep making all the endorsements, dating back to Madam Sally, coming back to Georgia. He only wanted for time that he will always negotiate. It was never about the bias. It was never about liberating people. It was not about bringing the best president to power that will help the country. No, he just wanted protection for himself and some of the people of his life. So what Thomas Yanine is saying is, Madam Sally was able to give Prince Johnson a time cushion. Georgia was able to do the same, but the rescue mission came with an extra level of pressure that literally took Prince Johnson's life. So what he's saying over there is Joseph Boaga killed Prince Johnson. That's exactly what he meant to say. That was the theme of his message. That we got so many challenges to face in this country, and somehow you keep pressuring this man with war and economic crimes code. That what Prince Johnson was calling him for reassurance. And you heard what he said: when you touch one, you touch all. Because as far as he's concerned, everybody in Liberia, because we look at the population at the time in terms of distribution, he literally saying that whether you're a police officer or immigration or someone in the church, we are all rebels, we are all killers. So why do you want to put the focus on this man? So technically, Joseph Boaga killed Prince Johnson. That's what he meant.
Yes, but that was also proven even during the 2023 elections. We saw the former rebels, I don't know, they call themselves the former Rebel United, all these things, like I said, I think I said that sometime this week, that we saw that, we witnessed that, we hear some of these things, even on the media, where they were former Rebel United, calling themselves, group of people calling themselves former Rebel United. So you're right to say, oh yeah, there are thousands of us. When you touch one, you touch all, and the pressure continued to go over and over. Maybe according to him, that one led to the death of late Senator Prince Roy Johnson. But again, Monk, let's go to this other tribute coming from the same Prince Johnson party. I think this is MDR. Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, let me see. Look.
Oh, these guys were fighting with the microphone. I think that's the last one I saw before.
That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of One Crown Court. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of One Crown Court, Executive Committee member of MDR rushed to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us my people were slaughtered and goods in the 90s. There was no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only everything. But One Crown Court, One Crown Court. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we came together to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing the days? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over. My mission on earth is over. You people should be brave. Senator, we are not satisfied. You die for pressure. You die from One Crown Court. Our Father, we say, may your soul rest in peace. We are here. Your struggle never go in vain. We are. They had not too much. Thank you. May God bless all of us.
Oh, Mark. Let me get
sir.
serious. Look, what you gotta say, my young man? Talk. Because
The little.
yeah, go ahead, Mark. You
How we consider that soundbite? People,
yes.
are you there?
Yes, I'm getting you.
That little clip you play coming from the MDR spokesperson or whosoever they from the youth wing or whatsoever is the medical confirmation of Tomo Yaya's accusation against Joseph Boakai. Because Tomo Yaya named he spoke generally for people to decide, but this guy is telling you exactly what happened. He's the one giving the autopsy report that Prince Johnson died from pressure. that the only difference between he and Tomo Yaya named speech, yeah. Tomo Yaya said Joseph Boakai killed Prince Johnson, and this guy is telling you, said no, Prince Johnson died for a specific reason. Joseph Boakai gave Prince Johnson pressure. That's how he was able to crumble under pressure and die. So he's giving you the medical confirmation of Tomo Yaya naming on a piece or his own eulogy. But that's just why it is that the rescue mission actually killed Prince Johnson, and he believed that his time on earth was over because he couldn't. Because he said Prince Johnson kept reducing, so it means he was stressed, he was worried, and Prince Johnson now a young man, so whether that blood pressure or I tell you about stress hormone, right? Like it can kill. Stress can kill.
Yes.
That's why they get stress relieving or therapy. Because like I learned that thing in Rochester, the Mayo Clinic from a doctor. He said there is a hormone in your body they call cortisol. It's very dangerous. It increases your blood pressure, your blood sugar. When you overstress, you can die just from stress. So he's saying that this Joseph Boakai relentless pursuit of this war in economic crimes for all the always bringing it. That's why I killed Prince Johnson. Yeah, so that's the confirmation right there.
What? So my people, thank God. That look, all these things that we just played are the tributes from your people in Nimba. That's the highlights. And the highlights, you will listen to them all of the time over and over. These are not they say. No. There are things that these people themselves they stand before all of the leaders, Liberian people, and talk all of these things that we just played. But again, folks, we have 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes down 7. That's the time check here. Very soon, we're going to activate the line. Today is Saturday, as usual. Our cash out. Cash app is out there. Please check up. Those of you always supporting us. And a lot of comments here, Monk. I don't know whether you want to go through some of the comments from our sisters.
Oh yeah, I'm listening to. Yeah. I mean, I'm watching a comment. I'm saying, say Gonga Nuba, he can just comment all over the place. So I'm not going to I'm not going to highlight on a comment because sometimes he can get me off track. Our sister Felicia said, but Jeremiah Kun with the ambition to become president left the MDR, and that's a very legitimate kid. He joined the same rescue mission that killed Prince Johnson, so he's also guilty of the same crime that Joseph Boga committed. Matter of fact, I think he expedited Prince Johnson's death because he was one of those that got the political benefit of being aligned with Prince Johnson. So if he can join the rescue mission and the rescue mission killed Prince Johnson, then I think Jeremiah Kun was the main murderer in it. I mean, when it comes to the death of Prince Johnson, and Blaga was his deputy because he came from Prince Johnson party and he's a direct beneficiary of the Prince Johnson political cloud or however you might call it. So that's exactly what she's saying, and I agree with that 100%. You see, the one thing Liberian people have to do, like I said, they have to make people to pay political price. I mean, or pay the price politically when it comes to 2029 election. Because the whole war crimes court team, maybe it was nothing but a political football that people leveraged to get what they wanted.
Yes.
And they just bamboozled our people, put it under the fake impression that they wanted accountability. That's why you think Prince Johnson will be calling Yaya name all the time? Because he believed they were in the same boat. So he wanted ally. He wanted people to reason and agree with him because he believed if we are in group, then we can resist this thing. But if you guys going to make me the poster child, that's why I have never been a supporter of this idea of making Prince Johnson the poster boy of the War Economic Crimes Court. Because look at Yaya name. He not the one from Prince Johnson. So are you saying now they will all was free because Prince Johnson is dead? That was the wrong approach. And a lot of politicians been using that same approach that was not very smart enough. Because if somebody is saying that we are more than 106,000 that's considered to be killer, whether you're in the immigration or in the government or in the church, then so you are telling me because Prince Johnson is dead, the other 100 and
plus 100, maybe
5,000 or so can walk free. If that's the case, no, I don't think so. But like I said, it's all politics. Prince Johnson's death was mostly political. I can tell people that in as much as we enjoy some of the traditional rituals, but looking at the atmosphere, the speeches, and putting our one or two together, you can tell it was highly political. In politics, you cannot take politics out of anything like Bureau. There will always be a way. That cool guy jumping over to Prince Johnson body together using both. I don't believe it was also political. In as much as I agree with the tradition, but he wanted to display, he wanted to create this imagery that you know what, after Prince Johnson, I'm the one next in line. And I keep asking, if you are going to give Prince Johnson this godfather status, then tell me why you were sure to give that particular title to a guy like Koga, who is causing problem in the lower house. Isn't that political? Does it make any sense? That you are saying Prince Johnson is the greatest of all time. He's the god of all the children of Nimba County, that he's number one. But then you want to pass that mantra to a Koga. So tell me what Koga did that he will be deserving of such a title to be the next political godfather of Nimba County.
But Monk, I think all of these things, maybe we're going to look at all of these things hopefully next week and see as to all the people that are fighting for godfathership and so on. But Monk, what's your take coming from the MDR angle, the way they are proceeding? Are you sensing any serious political fights, division, and what's going to happen next?
Man, you know, the thing is not ideology, it gets based on individuals. So the way Prince Johnson is not there, that's why we say in the next election, it will give you, it's a litmus test, not for the whole country, but it will just give you an idea of things to come. Like we said, we just talked about the whole issue that we wanted clarity on Prince Johnson's status as the greatest son from Nimba County. And now they say they want to pass that mantra over to a Koga. Because if I'm going to question Prince Johnson's legacy, then I don't think Koga is even worthy of being the discussion, because I can't name anything that he did so far that he will be the one to replace a guy like Prince Johnson. So the thing is, there will always be fight. People got their own political ambition. There will be individuals, but it will be a testing point this coming election, the special election to fill the seat or the vacancy of the lead senator. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see who will have a direct impact, and it will give you an idea as to who is the man when it comes to the NDR. Because I know the NDR is only limited to Nimba County. So for me, it's still tribal politics. Either way you put it, it gets tribal. It's nothing to say you're looking at it from a national standpoint. It's to say like, oh, it's because of this ideology, it's not merit-based. No, it's nothing but politics and tribal politics. Because if you want to make the argument about legacy, then I don't know how you can put a Koga in the discussion. But yet, he's the favorite to be the one to replace Prince Johnson. So we have no fish to fry in that particular oil, my brother. We just observe. That's Nimba County politics.
That's it, my people. So those of you who just joining us, this is the SKTV show, the Saturday edition. And for matter of fact, today we are discussing what happened in Nimba. Well, especially when it comes to the late Senator Prince Johnson. funeral arrangements, a burial ceremony, and finally, on today, the body been laid to rest. And I guess that some of our people who maybe who come from some of the counties, they are now heading back home or coming back to the national capital. So let's move to the line. But more quickly, before we go to the line, is there maybe anything you want to talk?
No,
Before we go to the
before we
line?
go to the line, when we lay the basic on the show, before we go to the line, we'd love to ask specific questions to get people view because we learn from the audience as well. For me,
Mhm.
there are more people out there that know a lot that we don't know. We are just opinion guys on the show. We get the information, we give it to them, and people will be they want to decide. My question to the callers today: is Spring Johnson really the greatest of all Nimbayans? And is Koga worthy of being the one to take over from Prince Johnson? So what will be his contribution that people think he is deserving of that title to be the next political godfather? That should be our question to the Nimbayan people, most specifically, even though it's that question goes to all Liberian, but I think it will be more specific about Nimbayan because this is tribal and Nimba County politics. So I would like to hear from them on that particular subject matter.
Wonderful. So let me move to the line and interact with our caller. To the first caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor, and let me say good evening to President Mom. This is David King, and I do join you on my way to the nation capital from Nimba. You see, my brother, the issue of Nimba County today, after the legislature passed out, we all have said on your platform and other platform, I said I'm judging down because of President Boakai. The way President Boakai showed ingratitude to the senator, not granting him what he needed to have. President never wanted money, he just needed time. And Tomoya Nimle could have said it better, or the youth chair or the NDR could have said it better than what he said. I think they were straight at me to the point. But here's the issue. Prince Johnson, more had a question. What I want to Prince Johnson great here. Prince Johnson fought more war in the country. After Moses Jopo announced himself to be the new rebel leader for MPFL and Taylor got rid of him, he can't play. It was Prince Johnson who stood up to Taylor. He said we have a mission to declare Nimba County to be a no-go zone. Now, Senator Nimba she back away because if you want to live, Nimba will be turning to dust. There was some Prince Johnson who stood out to do. And it was Prince Johnson who even hit the capital before even MPFL could reach here. So, Prince Johnson fought Namor War. 1992, he left the country, went to exile. He returned in 2003. So, in 2004. So, Prince Johnson coming back to Liberia. He did not come with AK-47, but he came with the Bible to preach the word of God and let God into politics. So when somebody say Prince Johnson is not the greatest son, I think they mistaken because all of the greatest sons out there, they couldn't do what Senator Johnson did in this country.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, people and President Mo.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I speak to the recast. I call for under the street light in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you guys for the fascinating discussion. We do not need a rocket scientist to explain to us what led to Prince Johnson's death. And Joseph Walker and Jeremiah Kuhn, and the pressure from these guys is the one. And, let me just provide education about to more as related to Prince Johnson being the greatest of all time in Nimba County. There are two major factors that led to Prince Johnson and taking into the war or getting into the war. One was the Nimba raid that took place in 1988, in 1983, but which was instigated by Tanya Kedo against the people of Nimba. And also the assassination of Thomas Kongwa. After the assassination of Thomas Kongwa, when you look at the history, you get to understand that though despite factors, the wine in Nimba abandoned the count of killing. So at the time after the Nimba raid, Prince Johnson has killed you in exile. So they were there when Chancellor came, they were the Prince Johnson one of the fight that was trained by Chancellor in Burkina Faso. So they saw Taylor as the redeemer, the king, and to defend for their people. And that's why there's a clear message to everyone at all that as a leader, whenever you come to power, you cannot look at a certain aspect of the society and marginalize them. The marginalization of the people of Nimba was one of the major factors that really led to us going to the civil crisis. So it should also serve as a measure to this particular government, and Prince Johnson is the greatest of all, so nobody can take that away from him.
All right, thank you so much to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my dear, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
I'm calling from Little Town.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, yesterday you called me up. I was trying to get a clarification of what happened in the 80s.
Yeah, sometimes too. Hello, Chairman. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
I didn't cut you off. It's your time. If you the day you want to come on and appear, then you call me. You tell me, oh, maybe I want to come on the show to provide some information. That one will be the time.
Okay. Okay, thank you. But let me say this. The fellow that just left the line, he provided full information. Nimba Ray, though they not send soldiers to Nimba County, it was a Nimbayan themselves. They went to start their rebel activity, and they went in Lango, Jekeba, where they killed child children and killed a lot of crown people. So, if you guys don't know the history, they should not come here and be spreading false news. They never send soldiers to Nimba during Nimba Ray. Nimba Ray was there themselves. They move on the other people. Wanted to kill child, and other. So, let me know how clear to that people today. The struggle in Nimba now for supremacy I just started. That was your agency. Those people, they are power greed. They will find out and
no, don't bring that one here. You want to defend the other one. Forget about the people's life. So let's call a good evening.
Yeah, Nimba, I'm Brown Tate speaking from Monrovia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nimba, thank you so much, and I listen to more. And let peace be to the artists of the late Senator Yagon. What we're trying to do now, we're just trying to analyze for the history which have remained on earth. Someone named and that of the schoolmen for NDR. I listen to them very keenly. And you know, the reason the Nimbayan see Prince Johnson as a hero is that the singular action he took to kill Doe. Because prior to killing Doe, Doe was seen as a singular enemy to all the Nimba people. Whether you leave it or you take it. And because of that, it's like killing Doe, it means he has done a greater thing for them. Even if he kills their own people. If you even do research in the war at the time, he killed some of their prominent people because of differences. But because killing Doe is so key to them, and they see as a single enemy, so they regard you as a hero. You can't take it from the Nimba people. Go up and come down. But someone and the NDR, they said they squared it on the funeral. And I think Prince Johnson want to hear the thing before they bury him. So I want to thank then the spokesman and that of someone for what they have done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Uncle, for being part. So let's call a good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I joined your discussion from Omega Market, the legacy of former President Weah. Today, I was listening to the various speeches today at the last tribute of foreign father to the Johnson in Nimba County via my mobile phone. But never, when it came to the speech of our vice president, I felt very discouraged about what he said to our people there today. Can you hear me? Yeah. While talking, he reached to the point that he said, I know some of you have spent 1 week here, you people are not taking back, you're saying your tradition post, maybe I heard that thing, I called on my mobile phone. I said, sorry about what the government will mention your statement in our gallery. I said, sorry about some of you, I believe I will get his speech, I will listen to it carefully. I said I was a thief to our people, and I think he needs to apologize. Thank you very much for your show.
Thank you. Even there are so many things. People are also posting that the VP also said, I don't know, the young people should stop doing muya muya. No, the country injustice. By the way, look, all of the tributes, all of the talkings are too long, so people just be cutting. But keep a call coming 0777285 That's the number for you to call this evening and be part of the SKTV show. Please, indeed, we are discussing the late Senator Prince Wahad Johnson, some sons and daughters of Nimba County, seeing as the hero, and what also your own observation from maybe all of the tributes, especially coming from Senator Thomas Nimla Yaya of Ganjira County, and all the MDR youth chair to right, yes, of MDR also that because of the war code every time, even Senator Davos, they know sometimes our music, as soon as it is yeah.
Are they hour past the hour? I mean, they have our mark. Please open the line for our diaspora callers too, so they can participate.
Yes, I think the WhatsApp number is there. So by the time they call, let me see. Yeah, the WhatsApp number is there.
Yeah,
So
because
they
they
just
Pastor
call in.
Cummings wanted to really call, so
Oh yes,
I
yes.
can take calls from here, so they can call you on the WhatsApp number.
Yeah,
Then
so
you
Pastor,
can
the
take it
number
from
is
over.
there. Okay, indeed. Yeah, I'm getting you. The number is there, Pastor. Please call. Hello?
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Yeah, we okay. Thank God. Go ahead, my brother. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Dick Dickens. I'm from Jason, our state hospital.
Thank you for joining us.
And so this is the reason why I got willing to prepare.
Okay.
So even when somebody says that there are 106,000 fighters or soldiers, I would tell my brother that they're not fighting war. I don't have a blood on my hand. And I tell you, there are several of us like that. And once the soldiers will put up on the war, this person will not prepare. So we need people, why is it that we are not 100%? We need people who do not have blood skin. That's the reason why Georgia did not prepare. That's the reason why President they're not doing anything. So have this matter that if I always put it away, who in this country currently that will not have a member of the pool or one SOE or some government entity that is not in government now. So they are all best unless you have those people who never participated in the war leading this country, will have problems.
So that means everything spoiled from the beginning, because I can say because 2004, I think the after the TLC, the people said that all the people that participated in the war and for war, they should stay away from politics for 30 years. And they ran to the court. And the court said, no, it is the people right to be part of the process. And today, what we eat today, the same people that fought war, the same people today that didn't want.
And once of all, I mean, who was Prince Joseph talking to on that radio that very thing was towards the town, towards his room? No one has told people that's the only problem I have with Prince. But the librarians were telling me they thought that. I want to be sure that Prince was talking to some people from somewhere. And those people are the very one that they established one tackle and we're not believing ourselves. So until we know that this country, we are citizens must keep ourselves and raise our own revenue and do this for ourselves, we'll continue to be like that.
All right, thank you so much, my brother. Like our sister Felicia comment, I think she commented about people to do community when the same way that Rwanda. Yes, I think sometimes these things are good that the people call round table discussions. Go from community to community. Tell the people exactly what happened. That brings money all force. Let them remove politics. Yeah, let them explain. Go to community and let people confess and say, yeah, I'm sorry. And I don't know where somebody didn't we think about. Hello? Yeah, my dear, good evening, according to my sister Felicia. But good evening, go ahead.
Myself, I'm neighbor to come from tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, we want to say thank you for the show this evening. The fact remain that Prince Joseph remain the godfather of Nimba County. There is nobody in Nimba County that can take that place. Even Senkoga, like you people talking about Senkoga, is not even inch to Prince Joseph. Senkoga has done nothing for Nimba County like what Prince Joseph did by defending Nimba, by fighting for Nimba, by liberating Nimba. Senkoga is not even in. Senkoga is only performing just for political gain, just to get the people interest to maybe ascend to the senatorial seat. But we have story for him. Senkoga is not a liberator. Senkoga is nothing at all. Prince Joseph Rumi, I will hear and I'll say thank you.
Hello, new godfather again, my man. They made a new godfather. See you, my young man. So let's call a good evening.
Good evening, Melbourne. Good evening to your fellow panelists.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
You see, the other people on the head, because of the suppression and what happening during the Doe regime, so in the mindset was the, me buying to them. So whoever would that took on to was supposed to be the hero. In the show, you often see other guys who for what because I tell you about me.
Are you the hero? Yeah.
Maybe everyone not more, but you want to get a hero, right?
Indeed.
So I want happy in the case of Prince Johnson. I wanted to be married with guy as a hero. As for what is happening in Nimba there, it's unprecedented. That's pure politics. Those guys we have never seen any tradition. That human bodies should be playing with the way they are playing with that senator body. They are trying to gain ready. And some of them, they will never gain that ready in the lobby. But we are looking at them. They will not get it. As
oh, you go off the line, but let me see who on line 2. Hello? Hello? Okay. So I put you through because we keep calling. But those of you from the diaspora, I think the number is active, the WhatsApp number. Let me see. Maybe some of you are calling in and no, let me see. Yeah, so the WhatsApp number is active. Call in and give your little take on what we're discussing here this evening. Maybe you also want to talk about the people tributes. Yeah, that's it. So many tributes. Yeah, so many tributes. And I too more talking on the thing called pressure. Yeah. Hello, good evening.
yeah, good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I'm just calling from Bonanza.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the case of Prince Johnson, I am not allowed to let the Marian for that. Prince Johnson, that Nimba president just filed also. So for Nimba, there's no land that will Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson is the only land that the Nimba going follow. Everybody will respect in Nimba. So there is nothing that will take that place in Nimba. So
that means Nimba County now is a free right now. Anybody now can go about with them.
The whole Nimba will be divided. If you ever see it, what happened to Nimba County is a big blow.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. They will not be divided. The only thing that they will do, I think they will have their own maybe freedom to do at least anything. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead quickly, my dear.
I'm James Masago calling from Genema.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
The death of Prince Johnson, people saying the next of what the Ghana to be the next godfather for Nimba County. It can be. Nimba there's no more godfather, there's no more. Yeah, we have in Freetown at that time, we have former rebel Ghanaian Sanko.
For the
godfather for some people here. And after it passed off, there's no more Sanko. This is how Nimba gonna be now.
All right.
All
right, thank you so much. Let me go to the WhatsApp number and take a more call now from that. Nimba the free learner. Not very interesting. So this caller, I think this is Ben. Ben, good evening.
Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for having me. Today I will rest on the politics, but my only thing that I thought about the whole burial, I was just concerned about the health issues. The way how that body was exposed, open casket like that. Why it is true some of these things are cultural, but there are some cultures we have to be very careful with. And to have a body open and not just once, not twice.
Yeah, like children.
It didn't offer well for some of us likings, and we hope that the health minister will look at some of those traditions and revisit them and see how they can educate people on having those kind of open casket burials through our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And he said something so that's true. Because it's just open casket for children. Everybody, anyway, they say the word of morning word this time. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, my name is Jim Pro. I join you around the Bonja Duffy, the VP side. Yeah, you see today the funeral of the late Senator Pre-Yeru Johnston, the current vice president, he didn't pay respect
to the men that get a gavel too. Samuel Koga, did he call Koga Lee? So I don't know how serious the people will take enemy representing Koga into Nimba County, because if you see the current outgoing fire president, or the representative that they put a motto into his head, that the fire president couldn't record now, didn't call a need today. So I think Nimba now will be divided, now it's a battleground.
So that means the people so they can be saying freedom is, so that means Nimba County finally get freedom.
For Nimba County, the poor was just today with Nimba County. You have free freedom now for Nimba.
Thank you. To this caller, good evening. Hello.
Good evening,
Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Mama, how you looking so happy? You from the funeral side today or a little like?
I'm watching the funeral here, the phone.
Yeah, internet.
I was seeing some men join himself in the name of the looking for relevant. But there's a voice of PSI that joining from Soul Community District 4.
Thank you for joining us, my dear brother.
No, the voice of the senator, and that youth, a chair of the NDR, the just hit on the head.
Okay.
The death of Senator Johnson. We all know that Senator Johnson was very much afraid of the Walker and Co issue. In the abandonment, that is why we saw the vice president looking for balance, and he could not even get balance because he abandoned the man taking we is. Not just the guy in fight that Senator Johnson was somebody in the society that maybe war, whatever they can call him. But that's not that character. He made you. Before that, they don't want to know any matter for vice president. He literally took you from nowhere and made you to be a relevant person. So then, is that how you pay him back? He turned out the world without watching. But some people are looking in that gallery, they just want to call him, but somebody gives you that he bear the greater responsibility because he was in the process of presenting to the senator, the area of President Wakai. He was the one who should have been the bridge between Wakai and this senator.
But the man promised, the man promised the man 5,000. He said he will look for a lawyer according to information though.
See why is 5,000 for Senator Johnson? Maybe you're saying that Senator Johnson got a full 5,000. You are not looking for 5,000.
All right.
You complain that who does that would not be employed. He needed to go to jail. Why he didn't go to the 5,000?
All right, thank you. Let's go to the WhatsApp number and tell Mustafa Balo. My brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mom. You see, thank you for the show in the first. You know, former Senator Johnson was classified in many ways. He may be a hero in Nimba County. He may be a savior in Nimba County based on his contribution towards Nimba during the civil crisis. But on the other side, he may be classified as a dedicator who killed innocent people. But the fact remains, Tomo Yaya Nimba was a rebel leader too, that defended Glenn Jide, a sponsor the truth in Glenn Jide. When you listen to Yaya Nimba, he was very strong in his saying. And what Tomo Yaya Nimba said was the truth. You see, we kept the truth. This is why the vice president came back. Tomo Yaya said almost every night at 10, Prince Johnson used coffee. Because Prince Johnson was a warlord, Tomo Yaya man was a warlord. And he said that, oh yeah, this man was the most educated man and used to seek advices from him. What Tomo Yaya Nimba said attached the Unity Party government and the vice president wanted to prove a point that he degraded itself was the rescue government. After he spoke about the 12 years of Mother Eddie Johnson's leave, he came back and spoke about the 6 years of George Weah because he needed time. Time was the key factor. But when you came to the rescue government to lay the hammer on the nail, and you saw them go through the video, just look up the camera. The camera proved the face of the vice president in the face of the current president, Joseph Yamabata. The face changed right there. He said this was the government, the rescue government.
Yes, man, he went from town to town, letters to convince the people in Nimba to vote. And at the end of the day, he was paid back. So you see, Jeremiah, he should not pretend to the Nimabian. And they have said it is time for them to wake up, my dear brother, and think wisely. I'm not talking from nowhere, brought it into politics. I mean, that place, brought it into politics. So you tell him back for evil, even President Walker, that is why the government is running like I am running. Don't Johnson said it when he was alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Keep your calls coming. Those of you that are also calling on the WhatsApp number, please. We have about 20 more minutes to go. Please, let's stick to the time so that all of you can also be part of the show this evening. It's really interesting, though. Interesting country, interesting people, and so on. I don't know. Let me see that video again. Yeah, you know, sometimes, yeah, this country interesting. Let me see quickly. Yeah, let's go for this break with this video because some people just joining us and maybe they don't hear some money news. Yeah, you know, some people they from the market they go sell and so on. So that yeah. So what look when people die, sometimes some of you that can be accusing people, oh that witchcraft. No witchcraft, but sometimes people die from heart attack. Let me
Was
see.
the time you signed the resolution one time. And let me state this here clearly. That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of War Crown Court. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of War Crown Court, executive committee member of MDR rush to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us my people were slaughtered and goats in the 90s. There were no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only everything. Go walk back, go walk back, go. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we keep talking that to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing at this? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over. My mission on earth is over. You people should be brave. Senator, we are not satisfied. You die for pressure. You die for pressure on War Crown Court. Our Father, we say, may your soul rest in peace. We are here. Your struggle never go in vain. We are. They had not too much.
Well, you die from pressure, you die. And let me tell you, some of you today, sometimes there are some things that you don't say to people. When you not give people hope, you die the hope of people. Sometimes that person just go off. Like my quickly before I go to the line, like my wife will say, you always let to promise people. By the time people ask you, you always let to, talk to them. You don't have it. I said, look, I would not dash anybody hope. Because when you dash people hope, sometimes people only need I love you from you. Just hello. How you doing? Well, Mark?
For sure, but let's listen to the callers. Let him call, especially the people from the diaspora.
Yeah.
Please. Trying to call. I don't know whether he can see your WhatsApp number. I think he wanted to give a whole different perspective about this. I can take calls from here, but he can call the WhatsApp number if it's visible.
Yeah. So let me go to the WhatsApp number and Sidiwan Jabo also on the line from the US. My brother, good evening.
Good afternoon. Oro Mabel, Mong, Brother Sekou, who is not dead now, Brother Steve. Good afternoon from the state of Florida, United States, Jacksonville City, precisely.
Thank you for joining us, my dear brother. Today, Liberian have to lay the lesson to Prince Johnson to rest, and I guess you've been following.
Yes, I've been following. It's a sticky issue. First and foremost, I want to say my condolences to people of Nimba. And we all know the history, but who are we to say anything? Because I would take it like that when Jesus was on the cross, he was between two people who were accused. One was a notorious armed robber, and one was you the deacon, and you can explain that story.
Yeah.
But the other man said, why are you accusing the innocent man? But you pray to God to remember him paradise. And Jesus said, today. He not said tomorrow. He said today. So for me, I'm not going to cast judges on anybody because we too we are victim of the war. You can remember that my late brother having William Jebo, former Lone Star captain.
Mm-hmm.
That's my father's small brother, William Jebo, was in the army. Yeah. You were crossing the river. When you say, my culture children, can me tell you something? Like, bro, you free for your education. Who died? William Jebo. That was my uncle who died during those time.
Wow.
My fellow little brother. So the story is just compound complex. Everybody fall in. But how would a nation heal?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. People personal ego is more than the people struggle. Personal ego.
Mm-hmm.
Personal ego and greed. Not for the people, for themselves. They don't concern how to change things around in that country. They're not concerned how children will get quality education. They're not concerned how people will get good rules. 1847 this year, big like 178 years. We still lacking in basic thing. If Firestone was successful to be one of the highest, make Labro one of the highest producer of rubber, don't you think by now Labro can cultivate their own rice? Don't you think it's possible? Look at our green vegetation in Liberia, we call green coast. But it's not about the people, it's for themselves. Personal greed.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, okay, let me end here. You got to say with me end here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Keep your calls coming 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call in this evening and be part. Yeah. So to the man of God, I don't know, but I placed the number there. That's the WhatsApp number. You call the number and those people. Also, if you maybe the time now, but next time some of you just ask Monk for the link, or sometimes you even ask me. We will bring you on also as one of the guest panelists, for the day, so that we all can be able to inform our people, educate our people, because there are a lot of people sometimes they don't know some of the things that some of you are even talking about. So by the time some people hear the things, say, oh, that how the thing look for true. Oh, that's the thing, but most time is something. I will go to that quick. Let me see. Hello? Hello, my dear. How you doing?
My name is Isa S. Bimbo. And I'm taking conversation from GSO.
Okay.
Number 6. You see, my brother, the situation in this country when it comes to politics, we ourselves, we turn it upside down. President died, he died. There is nothing else other people will be saying, or it was because of Walker Code, it was because of this other one, the other that. President died, it finished.
Oh.
You understand? So you people who are the journalists, you people supposed to be on the air to put people together with those things that you guys will say to us. You already died. You died. But then the thing is in our heart. There is no other means that other people will be saying things that will bring division in the country.
Hello, Chief. So the other MDR people who are talking, are they not Nimadians?
That's what I'm saying. You people are the general.
So I come in I come in. The thing that people are saying are these things that maybe you yourself. What you say about it, whether it's true or not. Simple, but forget about what this is. Everybody have the right. Yeah.
I can remember the speech today from the vice president. He said that he said we shouldn't go back to those things that are happening in the past. We should focus now. So why is it that people will be saying things?
So you wanna bring hello. I don't want you to go now. So you wanna pick the vice president because you feel that it suits you, right?
No, it's not.
I know, but what you saying that because somebody is telling you that this person, this is what happened. Then you say, would you just bury it? Would you just leave it at that? We shouldn't talk about it. What you saying? No.
What you said was very wrong.
Now you come on to talk. But don't tell the media what to do.
It was very wrong to the listening ears of the people.
Now about MDR, how about the one the MDR people to say?
That's what I'm saying. We all are just saying things because we are downhearted. So we need people to counsel us. So we shouldn't say all kinds of things all around.
Okay.
Today he spoke, everything was just about politics. It was like there is no meat
so
that he would say what you say today.
Okay,
nobody is the cause of the late senator death. Nobody is his cause. The doctor said that it was the Walker code that killed him.
All right. Well, I don't know. I should be asking you and even younger MDR people. So why you be asking me that question?
That's the question I want everybody to answer.
No, everybody will not answer the way you want it for you to be. But anyway, thank you. I think I give you 4 minutes. The time. Thank you. But I think when the information come out, we got to talk about this information. So don't say, oh, the media's going to be doing. No. You will not tell us what to do. You will not tell us what to do, which topic to talk about, which one to talk, because you see, that's the thing. You are yeah, anyway, let me go to my word. My word, good evening. Yeah, still okay. All of us, we are fine. Thank God for life.
And yesterday, you on your topic, you are in my head. I really want to be part of that something there, but it was what if you I will get it. All I want now.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so we will come up with another thing that those of you who are, or maybe some of you who are not on the internet, there's a way that maybe that will also, incorporate with some of you. So we yeah.
Yeah, so the topic, my son, the labor I get trapping now. I want to say something. When labor, in your wife in the house, then you say, oh, labor, I'm going to my mom, I carry 2 months there. And then the woman go, then she couldn't pay 2 days, she come back. You're not asking the woman.
No, I don't matter. I'll be talking about that one now. So the one, the country. The problem is
when the power scripture in there, what can I tell you? So, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. He said, fools die before their time.
No, that one, they don't know that one.
And what God said, he said, one of men died before his time. So, and not every death can be on God's family death. They probably only a young thing that the man went through. The man said it. Even every person where the man got any good, when a forefather, any good, you get it on you. He play it. And people want the day. You want to Jeremiah go in office, they set a resolution, Jeremiah go get it fast after everything, it's not get fast after it. Don't they play on the day. They play on the man straight to get people. So you don't know what I'm waiting for the guy down.
No, the Nimba people only here now because of politics. Now, thank you, Mama. But Mark, I think we have 8 more minutes to go. But I think to our brother, you're not been fair, even to your own brothers and sisters from Nimba. No matter which way you want to term it, no matter what you want to say, but indeed you are not been fair. If people come on and say this is what happened, don't just get angry. Some of you like how you can fool your leaders. I know you will say, oh, Sktv, the people they on the radio, who they saying this, and you just create for nothing enmity between your I don't know, quote unquote heroes, some of you who are on your scratch card or allowance and so forth, data and so all the things, when you do these things, you are carrying wrong message. People are putting, or in fact, they are even pointing fingers that yes, indeed, this is what happened. Oh, so so the social media that is there, or the people that are there who are also serving as witnesses or witness, are you telling me that they are not even important, or they are not Liberian, or they are not Nimbanians? No, they are. So when something happens, we got to come up and bring this thing as to whether it's true or not. One of you now will come and say, no, this one is statements, this, that. Then we'll move on now. But Monk, we got to go here, my dear brother.
Yeah, Mabel, thank you again. Thank you once again for the show. I think it was better. It was a healthy discussion. People love to run with things. It's better to understand something that you're running with. We just wanted to settle this stuff today. because we are still commemorating the death of the senator, whether you believe in him or not. The fact of the matter is, he will still be in the history of Liberia, whether for the good reason or for the bad reason. We just wanted to know how Prince Johnson came up with this whole idea of the goat as being the greatest son in the county of Nimba history. But the one caller that got my attention was the guy who said, Prince Johnson is hero for the fact that he killed Doe. I think that's the only logical argument for everybody that are listening. Because you cannot make the case for Prince Johnson prior to the war because he spent most of his time in exile, including the United States and other countries where he was doing military training. Now, one of the callers said he stood up to Charles Taylor when they came against Moses Duopo. But if Prince Johnson is part of the NPFL and Moses Duopo was killed because he tried to question the legitimacy of Taylor, then that's what we call internal conflict because they were already on the same team. It's just that they had different view about who to be the leader for the group. So I think it makes logical sense to say, okay, for the fact that Prince Johnson was the one that executed though, that's how he got that hero status. I think I will buy into that because it makes some kind of a sense. And it's very simple. It made Boyman say arrival. That's why the guy who wrote that particular piece that we read on the show, that's why he said Doe became a monster because all the insurgency or the people who tried to play coup against him, the vast majority came from Nimba County. So there was a skirmish between Samuel Doe regime and the people of Nimba County. So if Prince Johnson is the one that executed Doe, then it makes sense for him to be the hero for the Nibaya because he got rid of the number one enemy. But you cannot make the case that he did something specific for Nimba County or he stood up for them. No, he was the one that killed Doe. Because if we come to post-war 1990, we cannot make the case. He spent all his time in Nigeria. Before 1980, I mean before the 80s, during the Doe administration, he was not that main figure. Because the reason I brought that particular piece, they got named other prominent Liberians that been in the vanguard since the 80s, and Prince Johnson's name was mentioned. That's why I keep asking this question. Not to take anything from Prince Johnson, but the color, I think he put the nail in the coffin by saying Prince Johnson is a hero to Nibayan because he was the one that killed those specifically. That won't make logical sense to me, and I will go with that narrative. And for our people, they now saying that Nimba County is an open playing field for people to go and compete. I just hope they can change the narrative because they are the second largest county on the electoral map that have been very, very instrumental in picking president. I think if they can do something different, that Prince Johnson is no longer on the, I mean, can determine the outcome, politically speaking, then Nimba County can show the entire country the way by doing something different, by bringing people who would be deserving of this political godfather status. And I think it should be for a positive reason because we don't have Doe today. We don't have Prince Johnson today. Prince Johnson is dead and gone. May his soul rest in perfect peace. But at the end of the day, we are talking about the future of the country and things that we should do differently so that we can threaten a new whole, we can threaten a whole new path in a new direction. So the history now is gone. Prince Johnson is no longer part of the political process. Matter of fact, Thomas Yanine is telling you that even the guy that Prince Johnson brought to prominence, which is Jeremiah Cole, he himself helped to kill him. So why not do something different? And maybe you don't think it will make sense that the people of Nimba County should look among themselves and pick somebody based on the merit to
Yeah, but
be the
Monk,
senator?
yes, there are a lot of, let me not call you quickly, Monk. So there are a lot of educated people from Nimba County. Let me be frank. Every time we come here, we'll tell you how fast Nimba County is growing, especially when it comes to development, when it comes to so many things. Even our bread basket, like before we used to say, oh yeah, Lofa County, used to call quote unquote
The bread basket, yeah, but Nimba is
yes.
producing more now, right?
But right now, Nimba County now is turning out to be Liberia bread basket. So we hail Nimba people for that. We hail Nimba people for all of the good work that they are doing in Nimba. And there are a lot of good people. Let me be frank. There are a lot of good people in Nimba. There are a lot of educated people in Nimba. You need freedom. Well, look, Mom, among all of the 15 counties in Liberia, I think Nimba County is the only county so far that practicing the entire godfathership, right?
I know. I haven't seen it
No,
anywhere.
no,
Because all the
no,
other kind of keep changing senators. They are the only one that repeated or senator for the third term. Nobody did it before in recent time. I would say send the day up to because for me, I will start counting from Madam Sktv-Lib, let's say from 2005 up to now. They are the only one because of the Godfather style, because he stood for Nimba County. He did it, even though the history itself is sketchy. And like I said, this color is the one that actually ended the debate for me, in my personal opinion, which makes sense that though was the number one rival for the people of Nimba County. They were at rival. And Prince Johnson was the one saying to have killed Doe. Okay, it makes sense. But the whole illusion that you can create that, oh, because he stood up for Nimba County, because when you talk to people that actually fought the war, Prince Johnson wasn't even in Nimba County when most of the fight were ongoing during the whole crisis. So I keep asking about how he got his status. And that color, like I said, he put it right. He made a legitimate case about it. I am just saying, moving forward, the people of Nimba County, you got all this leverage. You are a bigger county. You got more people also in Monserrado County. You are breadbasket now. Businesses is booming in Nimba County by virtue of your location. You are a bouldering county, a lot of economic activity. Why not look and bring some of the best and the brightest from your county and put the whole Prince Johnson nightmare behind you and just move forward? Because at the end of the day, that's what life is all about. Making progress, moving forward, looking for your best to get better leadership and to change the narrative in the country. This whole thing about Prince Johnson godfathership now, we cannot argue about it anymore. Matter of fact, the last beneficiary of the Prince Johnson factor, they are the one being accused now of even killing Prince Johnson. So there is no need to keep walking down this road. I think it's an opportunity to do something different and to just change the political discussion when it comes to Nimba County politics. I'm not from Nimba. I'm from a whole separate region in the country. But at the end of the day, the whole thing about godfathership and who become what, I think it's about time to put an end to this whole nonsense to me. Yeah, but I will end there for today.
Thank you so much, Mom. Before we go, for me, I felt a little bit disappointed today during the entire ceremony because, mind you, one of the oldest person from Liberia, who is the president of Liberia, was on that program today. And I think more quickly before we go, maybe we can use 2 to 3 minutes quickly. I think that program today should have been one of the places where we could see a genuine reconciliation or a time of unity where maybe our president going to call on all Liberians, call on the former president, like for example, and say, no, you all come up. You all come and stand by me. All of you all come today so that we can be able to move the country forward. But Monk, everything you hear on the entire program today was few things about Prince Johnson, the rest of it are sort of politics. Few things about Prince Johnson, the rest of it are sort of politics. No unity. Nobody even care about love. No one even care about Liberia. So Monk, I felt so bad. I felt frustrated and I felt disappointed, especially in our president. Even with the former president and the current president, they're not speaking. There's no peace between them. Monk, I was expecting our father today to call and say, no, my son, come. All of you come. I think Liberian people's life have to change. And we will not mind politics. We will not continue to play with the life of our people in the name of politics. But the president is sad that today, in fact, he don't even care. All he care about is to just make a tribute and be gone. So for me, I felt bad. I felt disappointed. I think now some of you will be thinking that maybe Liberia, this and that. I think you can sense that peace and reconciliation is still far. Because from our leaders, from what we are seeing, Monk, from what we just
my man, today, play our peace and reconciliation music so we can cut it quick for the day.
Yeah, so that's a Monk. So that one we had on my mind.
That's it, right there. Oh yeah, for sure.
Frustrating. So all of you there, that's it. Your leaders, they don't care about you. Yeah, let me be frank. They only care about themselves.
No, they're not. The politics, they're already thinking. They even put Prince Johnson body on the ground here and they already playing the politics just took over the whole barrier though.
But since that's money, it's just about who pull crowd, who can stop somebody from entering, what kind of thing is this? Well, again, that's the country anyway. So then the VP to say the people might be saying Munya or away to, and I say away to tomorrow. That's why you'll be coming back to. So you're better the life of the young people. You're better the life of the Liberian people. Thank you, my brother Monk, and let's move on. Good night to all of you. That's it. That's the kind of leaders that we have, and to admit they are indeed frustrating. I don't think, for me, I don't say nothing, because as long as you can unite your people, then who are you? So again, good night.
Oh yeah, that's it right there. United we stand, divided we fall. Zagan Jiba.
Wonderful.
I normal this song that maybe what you know about that?
Yeah, seriously, Monk, let me see. Yeah, seriously, Monk quickly. But this song, it is indeed interesting. I don't know. You see, it's what you're talking about, Monk. Because how will this country develop, Monk, when people are the hatred in us? It's just too much. Jesus. Just because they put it from the party, this one from the other camp, this one from the other side. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe it was the same thing that I told you about the counter meat. The reason the counter meat is entertaining to them because it's all on tribal lines. Look, you got a national team. The national team is the only thing that brings everybody together. Nobody is interested in the national league. Nobody is interested in the national team, but they are so specific about the counter meet. Because when it comes to the counter meet, then we are segregated. Basel men support Grand Basel, or Nimba County support Nimba, Guillaume. That's just what it's all about. But at the end of the day, what benefit, what other value it adds onto the sport in the country? No, nobody is interested in anything national. Everybody is only interested in something that is tribal and local and kind of for regional. And how do you move a country forward like that? It means the country is not going anywhere because we cannot rally around common causes, but only on county level and tribal level. Tribal level is too small in our country.
People gave you 6 years of their time. I think just listen to Thomas Nimba about time. Time is important. People gave you 6 years of their time. You don't even care about bettering their life. All you care about is another campaign for 2029. Who can be?
Power.
Good night, my brother. Good night, my dear brother. And thank you so much. So again, my people, thanks to all of you. We see you when we see. Thanks to all of you for all you do for SKTV. Good night.
hotlbr.com.
Don't be a fool, my dear. Have you and your medicine? We've been destroyed by men who want to take our land into their hands. So let's come together, let there be no more war. I want to stop all this violence. Lost where I've been walking. About to stop all your trouble. We don't want no more crying. Together we stay. Oh Lord, the better we'll be. The better we say. What's gonna be. I want to stop all this violence. No, I can die again. I beg to stop all your trouble. So we don't want no more crying. If there is no peace, there will never be love. There will never be love. United we stand. United we stand. But divided we fall. But divided we fall. I'd rather be loved. I'd rather be loved. Than to be hated. Than to be hated. will be careful things you do, not to hurt your little man. And don't you forget we all like children of the universe. So let's be a part as we grow, and let there be no more wars. I want to stop all this fighting. No, I ain't lying. I beg to stop all your trouble. We don't want no more crying. Together we stay. The better we'll be. Together we stay. What's gonna be, gonna be. I want to stop all this fighting. No, I ain't lying. I beg you stop all your trouble. We don't want no more crying. If there is no peace, there will never be love. There will never be love. United we stand. United we stand. But divided we fall. But divided we fall. I'd rather be loved. I'd rather be loved. Than to behave. Than to behave. If there is no pain, let there be no more war. There will hurt so much.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling for people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of promise from them. So welcome my life with African.
I live royalty.
Master.
Les paris sous un mec quand you I can't ask it if you been yo. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamo. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lofa, and Grandmaster.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Côte d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Nigeria ya tumale, Sktv, ena Nigeria, tosi wako ma ya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lopa, and Grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling for people who willing to serve. The flesh, our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life with Africa. From Grandpa to Nimba to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San Tobacco, from Maryland, Punk County to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.